This may have been the most glamorous Emmys yet. TV's biggest red carpet tamped up the glamour with silvery sequins, crazy couture and no shortage of A-list stars. Here are some of the night's most notable looks. Most red-hot modal trigger Nicole Kidman was queen of the night, not only winning Best Actress for her role in Big Little Lies, but also scorching the red carpet in a ravishing ruby gown by fashion's hottest label, Calvin Klein by appointment. Most disco fabulous modal trigger It's a tie. First up, Sarah Paulson, who shone in emerald sequins at last year's ceremony, chose to shimmer once again, this time in a puffy-sleeved Carolina Herrera dress, hot off the designer's New York Fashion Week runway. Next is Laverne Cox, nominated for her role in Orange is the New Black. She gets her glam on in a glittering gunmetal Naeem Khan gown. Most modal trigger It takes a special woman to serve up sequins, a metallic belt and a feathered train, but Blackish nominee Tracee Ellis Ross manages it with aplomb in Chanel couture. Most colorful modal trigger She's like a rainbow. Tessa Thompson, of HBO's Westworld, delights in a multi-hued metallic gown by up-and-coming designer Rosie Asulin. Most cleaned-up modal trigger Shailene Woodley ditches her usual hippie chic for a sophisticated, strappy green velvet gown by Ralph Lauren. Most old-school modal trigger Jessica Biel channels classic Hollywood glamour with a fluffy blowout and 1930s-style Ralph and Russo gown. Best pantsuit modal trigger Evan Rachel Wood continues her winning pantsuit streak with this gleaming white tux from Jeremy Scott. Best jumpsuit modal trigger Clara Foy, nominated for her role as Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown, arrives sporting a sassy nude and a spunky jumpsuit with a crystal rope trim by Oscar de la Renta. Best accessorizing modal trigger Millie Bobby Brown accents her white tulle Calvin Klein gown with an all-American bandana tied at the waist. Most resourceful Rachel Bloom couldn't get a designer to lend her a dress, so the crazy ex-girlfriend actress went out and bought herself a non-size zero Gucci gown off the rack. It costs $3,500 on Net-a-Porter. Best of all, I can resell it, she tells E! Keep your eyes peeled for it on The Real tomorrow. Tackiest modal trigger It's one thing to flash a little leg, but Ariel Winder's column with double slits up the sides reeks of desperation. Most confused modal trigger Elle Woods, is that you? Reese Witherspoon's blue Stella McCartney blazer looks more appropriate for the set of Legally Blonde than for the red carpet.